In this video, we are in the beautiful Catskill Mountains to try a brewery called West Kill Brewing. So please join us as we try their beer, enjoy this beautiful atmosphere, and see if this spot is worth you giving a visit. Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. In this video, we are in the West Kill area of the Catskill Mountains in upstate New York, and we're going to check out its namesake brewery called West Kill Brewing. Now, West Kill Brewing was opened on a historic 127-acre dairy farm in 2017 by Mike Barcone and Colleen Cordendick. They focus on locally grown and foraged ingredients to create fun beers that are fascinating and delicious. So, with all that being said, why don't we head on over there and grab ourselves a few beers. Now before we head on into the brewery, let's see what people are saying about this spot online. Now on Yelp, it has a 4.8 out of 62 reviews, and on Google, it has a 4.8 out of 241 reviews, so those are really good numbers there. Now the positives people are mentioning, they love the atmosphere, they think it's beautiful, and also many people really enjoy the beer. Now on the flip side, in the negatives, several people didn't enjoy the beer and they felt it wasn't worth the trip because it was a bit out of the way for them, and also many people were upset by the fact that the food trucks seem to run out of food early, usually by about 4 o'clock. So let's head on in, grab a beer, and see if these reviews are true for ourselves. So looking at the menu, they're a small brewery with only about 8 beers, but I already know I'm going to start with a hazy, that Catskill hazy, and my wife is going to go for the red IPA. So without further ado, let's grab our beers and then head on out and grab a seat with a view. So I really enjoy this beer. This is only 6%, but it really hits way above its weight class. It's really flavorful, really a nice tropical fruit medley there, and it really has a lot of pop for being only 6%. I've had some 8% beers that didn't have as much flavor, so really a good solid beer to enjoy this beautiful view. We're going to get some food to go with our beer, and there's 2 stands set up. One has like sausages, bratwurst, etc., but we're going to go with the main lobster rolls. They were really delicious, really well done. I definitely recommend them. Now I think it's time for my second beer, and I decided to go with the strongest beer they had on the menu, the Lean-To Double IPA. So I'm going to grab that and head back out, and I'll let you know how it tastes. This beer is my favorite beer on the menu. It's a cross between an East Coast and a West Coast IPA. It has that East Coast juiciness, tropical fruit flavors, but it also has a little bit of bitterness of those West Coast IPAs. Definitely a must order. Now, if you look around, you notice that there's a lot of dogs. Now, me personally, I love dogs. We're animal people, so that's not an issue for us. And in fact, if you have a dog, if you love dogs, I definitely recommend you can bring your dog here. It's very dog friendly. That being said, you might share the sentiments of my friend Teddy here. He's the Brewery Cat, and he would definitely vote for this to be a dog-free zone. So if you're not into dogs, or you have a dog and they don't play nice with other dogs or with a lot of people, then keep that in mind. Also, as we were sitting on the balcony drinking our beer, we noticed a large group smoking, so it does appear that smoking is allowed here, so if that bothers you, take that into account before you visit. the sun has now set, and they lit up the fire, so it's crackling, and we're having our last beer of the night. And so, as we sip this beer and look at the fire, it's time to talk about the positives, the neutrals, and the negatives of West Kill Brewery. Now, the first positive that cannot be overstated is the atmosphere. Everything about it, the beautiful mountains, the fire pit there, and then especially if you come in the fall, there's just this magical quality about West Kill Brewery and the atmosphere that it has. And I actually think that any time of year would be amazing to have a beer here. Now, that brings us to the second positive, the beer itself. I really enjoyed the beer. My favorite was, of course, the double IPA. Then I also liked the hazy IPA. And then my third favorite was the red IPA. I did have a chocolate stout, and that was probably my least favorite. It wasn't bad, but I just didn't taste chocolate in it, and that's a pet peeve of mine. If an ingredient is listed as being in a beer, I really want to taste it. But still, the beer was delicious, so I don't agree with the review that said the beer wasn't good. It was good beer. Now for the neutral category, and the first one is they do have a lot of dogs, and if you love dogs, if you love animals, or you have a dog and want to bring it, then that's great. However, if you're not into dogs, or maybe you were going to bring your dog, but your dog doesn't play nice with other dogs, just be aware at one point there was over a dozen dogs here, so it's definitely a very social dog atmosphere. And for the most part, as you can see there, the dogs are very well behaved. Then another issue is they allow smoking, and quite large parties of people, as you can see here, will smoke. So while this is a somewhat family-friendly brewery, be aware that you will run into people smoking outside because they do allow it on site. So if that bothers you, I would definitely take that into account. Another issue that could be a problem for some is that they don't allow flights. Now, normally this would be in the negative category for me. However, since they only have 8 beers and they do allow free samples, I didn't find this to be a problem. Usually I only view it as a negative not allowing flights if they have over 10 beers. So since there's such a small amount of production, I didn't view it as negative, but still it would be nice if they had flights. Now, as for the food, wow, we really enjoy our lobster roll and also some of the other pop-up food there that we had on another occasion. The Yelp review was right. They do run out of stuff very early, especially if the brewery is crowded. So you have to grab your food quick. So be aware of that. That is right, and that's why I put the food in the neutral category, because they don't have a kitchen, so you're very limiting your options, and they do run out early. Now for the negatives, I really only have one, and that's that I wish they had a few more options of beer, especially in that higher ABV, maybe Belgium triple or barley wine, pastry stout category, maybe even a barrel-aged stout. Something in that area, I really think that's a hole in their menu. I wish they maybe had at least one of those options, as well as maybe another IPA, maybe a triple IPA would be really nice. So that's the only negative I can really say. Well, those are my final thoughts on West Kill Brewing. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know what you think, or if you have any questions in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please click like, subscribe, and that bell icon so you get notified of new videos. And most importantly, always drink responsibly. Thank you for watching, and please join us again on Boozy Explorers.